Hello everyone, this is Higinio Talks. I'm Higinio. I wanted to talk about today. Today's actually Christmas Eve, so happy holidays to everyone out there. There's so much to talk about on every holiday, on every day. There's so many things, so much significance. It's hard to isolate what anything's about. Maybe I'll post a holiday video later. For now, I wanted to talk about something that is important during the holidays and actually all the time. And that is having a purpose statement. A purpose statement can be considered kind of a consolidated or entire whole idea about what we stand for. It's important to have a purpose statement because we have an attachment in this world, and we tend to be connected to a lot of physical things, or tend to want to get our validation from physical things or other people in order to get full self-security and be able to be in a position for growth and for excitement and fun at all times. We have to have a stable whole security. In order to do that, we have an idea of what we stand for, independent of everything else. Then we will be able to succeed and be happy and have less hesitation. Hesitation is always going to be the one thing that holds the propulsion of life energy. We'll talk more about that in a future video. But coming back to a purpose statement, it's important that we be aware of what kind of goals we have or what we would be here independent of anyone else. So if we are interacting with someone, if we want to love someone, we want to live for someone, that's all very good. We need to have a more fundamental purpose below that, just in case we were left alone. What it does is it prepares you it makes you a very strong person, makes you be able to lead, makes you to be able to be aware, have an awareness, and not have your mind jump to instant thoughts. You'll actually be in control of those because you have an idea of what your purpose is here before it's spread out by everything around you. Which is what happens as you get pulled in different directions. It's a very true statement. Remember, everything is a very valid statement, and it has meaning. So when you hear getting pulled in different directions, you definitely is happening in a very tangible sense. Coming back to the purpose statement that I could have. For example, I have a purpose that I've mentioned before of being able to help everyone around me. It's hard once you establish your purpose. You have to figure out how to integrate it in a healthy way. And if your purpose is to help people, then you have a tendency to want to help everyone you meet. But that might not be so practical. Coming up with a way like making YouTube videos to share your any kind of perspective that you may have, that can also encourage others to do the same, is a very a good, healthy way that doesn't necessarily take much from one's own life. Remember, if your purpose is dependent on others, you have to have a way of thinking about it independently, just to yourself. So, for example, if your purpose is to love someone, you have to love them based on how your definition of love is, and be consistent to that. Your purpose is to be a good friend, to be a good teacher, to be a good husband, to be a good wife, to be a good son, daughter, uncle. All of those things are roles. They all are very tangible, or they're all very they're very good purposes to choose. We just have to be able to think of them, define what that role is, what it is, independent of the other person. So it's not be an uncle when they're a niece. It's not be a brother when they're a sister. Be a son when they are a father, like just on Father's Day or just on Mother's Day. Those are days when they're mothers and they're fathers, and we can't just show up on those days. If our goal is to be a son, we have to integrate it in a regular way in our identity, independent of what's going on around us. So this ties into any kind of purpose statement that we can come up with. So what is your purpose statement? You're here to help others, and how do you do it? Once you have one purpose statement, the world can tumble around you, and you will feel just fine because you have an idea of what you are here for. And essentially, we all have to come up with our own idea of why we're here. And so definitely something you're going to want to do in the journey of life as it is. So we can talk more about purpose statements and dive into it at a later time. Definitely be thinking about what you can do as what you're here for. And most of it's already happening. It's just a matter of self-reflection, what we enjoy doing. So a purpose statement can be to simply have fun and to spread joy to those around you, or to provide comfort, or to provide advice, or it could just be to to work. To be a working member of society is actually one of the easiest and most direct ways that we can give back to society. If that's all we do is go home and go to work, that is completely okay, because that is a purpose. We are keeping the circle of life going, I suppose, in many ways. And so just wanted to talk a little bit about a purpose statement. And maybe we'll come back to this in the past. So feel free to leave any comments.